Welcome back. And now you want to take this? Or should I talk personal? You're the jam question. You're still looking for the answer. You're looking for the answer.
Sorry about that. I was booting. Now we're talking personnel management, and it's the 47th annual national conference of the CIPM, which is the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management. As part of its contribution to enriching professionalism in the issue of human resource management and proper solutions to topical issues of relevance to contemporary business and the national economy, the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria, CIPM, is set to hold its 47th annual national conference between the 14th and the 16th of October 2015. This conference is the flagship event on the Institute's annual calendar, and it presents an atmosphere of learning, inspiration, networking, collaboration, and engagement, and remains the best and biggest HR conference with leading HR practitioners and line managers in private and public sector in West Africa. It's my pleasure to welcome the President and Chairman of Council, Mr. Anthony Arabome. Good morning.
Good morning.
And thank you for coming. And he has come along with the Treasurer, the National Treasurer, Mrs. Ifoma Adeniyi.
Good morning.
Good morning. As well as the Registrar, Mr. Sunday Adeyemi.
Very good morning to you.
Sir. Yeah. Thank you very much for coming. Let me start with the President. Can you just tell us what the CIPM does and then tell us about the 2015 conference?
Thank you. The Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria, CIPM, is the apex regulatory body for the practice of human resource management in Nigeria. It was established in 1968, and it remains the only institution so chartered by the Act 58 of 1992 to regulate HR practice in Nigeria. Every year, HR practitioners and non-HR delegates gather together from within and outside Nigeria to update their knowledge, strengthen their network, and provide solutions to contemporary business issues from a specific HR management standpoint. As you said earlier on, the annual conference is our flagship event, and it remains the biggest and the best conference for HR practitioners and line managers alike in the public and private sectors right across the West African sub-region. Our annual conference draws attention to the national issues of the moment, building on the targeted teams selected by the Institute, and also helps to galvanize policy and advocacy to urgent national issues of urgent national importance. This particular conference is our 47th edition of the conference. It's going to be holding at the International Conference Center in Abuja from the 14th to the 16th of October 2015. This year's theme is called Go Beyond, and it's about recognizing that with the changing face of the competition and the competitive landscape around the world and in our economy, it is no longer business as usual, and that applies to the way the people piece of the business is managed.
Which is the most important piece.
Absolutely.
Mr. Adeyemi,
Yes,
47th edition. What would you say the impact of the last 46? How would you describe the impact? And then what should those that are coming for this one be looking forward to?
Yeah, thank you very much. Let me start by saying that the mission of the Institute, the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management, acts on the promotion of excellence in the acquisition and application of knowledge and skills. So year on year, our themes and sessions are derived. They are inspired by the mission of the Institute. So by and large, you find that we come about themes and sessions that would be of benefit to our members, that will help them to acquire the necessary skills to deliver value in their various places of work, be it private or public sector of the economy. This year's theme is Go Beyond, like my president said, and it's a step. It's a step. I mean, the next step after 2014's theme, which was switched on. Last year we were asking people to switch on. That's just wake up and get relevant. But what we are saying now is that beyond switch on, you need to go beyond, because the landscape in which we are practicing is a very dynamic one. Things are changing very, very, very fastly. We live in a vacuum world. We are volatile. Things keep changing and all the rest of them. So you need to go beyond the ordinary. That's the message. The message of last year is we are moving it up to the next level.
Okay. Mr. President.
He didn't finish.
Yes. Oh, you didn't land?
No,
I'm sorry.
That's just
preamble.
Those are just the preamble. So what we are doing, basically, what we have done is to bring about a faculty, a very powerful faculty, to deliver on, to facilitate all of these sessions. We are going to have 4 plenary sessions and 10 master series sessions, in addition to HR clinics. HR clinic, I mean, you know what a clinic is in the medical world. What we are saying is people should come and have practical solutions to challenges in the workplace. We're going to have HR thought leaders, experts who will facilitate the HR clinic. And as well, we're going to have wellness, because, I mean, of course, which is becoming very critical in the HR practice now. People, your workforce have to be well. We're going to be having cancer screening. We're going to be having eye tests and all the rest of them. And all work and no play makes Jack a very dull person. We're going to have a gala night where people can come in an evening and relax. So these are the things that people could look onto coming to the conference. And of course, we're going to have 2.5 days of very rich, and we're expecting participants from all over West Africa and indeed Africa. This is, I mean, like you said earlier on, is the largest congregation of HR and business leaders in Africa, where we expect about 2,000 experts and business leaders in attendance, in addition to a very world-class exhibition that is going to be attended by people from across Nigeria. I mean, across, they are bringing in HR services to people to see and make decisions whether they want to patronize them or not. So that's what we have for 14th to 16th.
Okay, Ms. Adeni, what are the most pressing issues confronting HR right now? I suppose those are among the things that you're going to deal with at this conference.
Yes, unemployment is one, and we hope to look at it, provide solutions on how to combat it. It's not just a state thing, it's a national problem. Security is also one, and like my registrar talked about, health is one. We'll find that healthcare is quite expensive, but we are offering free cancer checkup, free eye test, and we also would talk about wellness generally, so that practitioners could take that back to their corporate establishments. And this year also we're looking at leadership. We know that we have, in fact, one of our plenary sessions will be on leadership. We know that the problem everywhere, not just at the national level, because most times when we talk about problems with leadership, we think about our president, we think about the governors, the ministers, and the legislature. We don't think about our leadership roles in our various corners, in different areas where we operate, in our spheres of influence. We find that we lack these leadership skills. We do not put the leadership attributes to work. Punctuality to please, being integrity conscious, going against corruption. And in fact, when we talk about corruption, we do not just mean people who steal money alone. If you promise to resume at your workplace by 8 a.m. and by 8:15 you are not at your desk. That's corruption. If you clock in for...
I'd say indiscipline.
Indiscipline, also corruption. You see, indiscipline and corruption go hand in hand. And I believe that this year's conference would address issues like that and tell us how we can practically put it into practice.
Mr. Rabumet, the issue of unemployment in the country, what's your institution, what's the opinion of the CIPM as regards unemployment, all the recommended ways to end unemployment, and is there something in particular that you're doing about it?
Thank you. It's one philosopher that says it's insanity when you keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. The way out of this problem is to step out of the box and depart from assuming that we can solve today's problems by using yesterday's solutions. So we need to step back, critically examine the nature of employment in Nigeria, the drivers of the employment, identify scope and implement solutions. I see unemployment as caused by two sets of factors. One set macroeconomic, the other set institutional. Let's quickly look at the macroeconomic ones. Poor infrastructure, impact of a continuing dwindling value of the naira, poor or epileptic power supply, and a host of other factors have conspired over the last decade and a half to depress operations and force businesses to operate below installed capacity. That in turn led to massive layoffs, retrenchments, and zero employment generation. And that explains, in large part, the current double-digit unemployment level that we have today. Overlay that with the institutional bit, where you have two main factors, in my view. The ongoing mismatch between what the educational sector is churning out from our universities and polytechnics and the quality of learning from, and what as against what the industrial sector needs. Then